Hello, good day everyone. So I'm Ma'am Janice P. Malari for those who do not know me. And then our topic for today is all about Western classical art. So but this time we'll be focusing more on architecture. Let's start. So look at the picture. So di-discuss natin siya one by one. Architecture from the early age. So man had developed from a form of architecture based on megaliths from the Greek word lithos, which means stones, and megas meaning big. So ang ibig niyang sabihin, big stones. It was made of huge stone blocks which were probably intended for burial. So we have the three main types of megalith stones. For the first one, we have here the menhir. A menhir is a huge stone standing vertically on the ground, usually standing in the middle of the field or arranged in rows. So this one is what we call the menhir. Yan. Isang malaking bato siya sa gitna. Okay, next. Dolmens. Originated from the expression taulmain, which means stone table. These structures are in the form of tables consisting of two huge standing stones, as you can see. Two huge standing stones. Yan. Supporting a horizontal giant stone. Ito sa ibabaw. It is believed that it is served as a grave or as an altar. So it's either libingan daw or altar. So again, that is dolmens. Now, a Brythonic word where chrome means bent or curved and lect, which means slab or flagstones. Literally, it is a circle of standing stone. So yan, kung makikita nyo, pabilog talaga siya. Para siyang pinagsama-samang dolmens na ginawang pabilog. So that is cromlech. So look at the first picture. Let's go back. Ayan. So this is again the menhir. Isa lang siya. Dolmens, meron tayong mga nakatayong bato. Tapos sa ibabaw, meron ding isa. And then cromlech, para siyang dolmens na marami. Tapos in-arrange siya ng circular. Okay, so now let us move on to Egyptian architecture. Egyptian architecture. So this architectural style were developed during the pre-dynastic period 4000 BC. Characteristics of Egyptian architecture are the structures has thick sloping walls with few openings to obtain stability. So walang ganong butas. The exterior and interior walls along with the columns and piers were covered with hieroglyphics and pictorial frescoes and carvings painted in brilliant colors. So before na-discuss na natin what frescoes are. Ornamentations were symbolic, including scarab, sacred beetle, solar disk, vulture, and common motifs like palm, leaves, buds, flowers of lotus, and papyrus plants. Temples were aligned with astronomically significant events like solstices and equinox, with precise measurements required in determining the moment of that particular event. So ito siya. So we have here the pyramids of Giza. The pyramids of Giza are the most substantial ancient structure in the world. The three pyramids are the funerary structures of the three kings of the 4th dynasty, namely Khufu, Kaffa, and Menkaura. So itong mga pyramid na ito ay ginawa talaga siya para gawing libingan ng tatlong hari nung 4th dynasty sa Egypt. So si Khufu, nasa kanya yung Great Pyramid. So yung Great Pyramid, ito yung pinakamalaking pyramid. Then si Kaffa, whom the pyramid next to the Great Pyramid is attributed, and the smallest is attributed to Menkaura. These pyramids were made highly confusing and with many tunnels to create confusion for grave robbers. So, bakit kaya nagkakaroon or bakit kaya nahahatak ng mga pyramids yung grave robbers? So, before, dun sa ating paintings yata yun, kung di ako nagkakamali, na-discuss ko na Egyptians, they believe in life after death. So, naniniwala sila na kailangan nilang pabaunang ng madaming kayamanan yung mga taong namatay para hindi sila mahirapan pagdating doon sa kanilang afterlife. So, kaya madaming mga grave robbers na naaakit dito kasi nga merong mga kayamanan sa loob nito. So, lahat ng mga tomb. So, hindi siya myth lang na merong kayamanan sa loob ng mga pyramids. Okay, so ito lang yung opening niya. Ayan. Okay, now let us move on to the next one. We have here the mastaba. So it is a type of Egyptian tomb in the form of a flat-roofed rectangular structure with outward sloping side. It was made of mud, bricks, and stone. So, mastaba, unlike ng pyramid, di ba? Yung kapag pyramid, syempre pyramid nga. Ito hindi, flat lang yung roof niya. Okay, so now let us move on to Greek architecture. Temples consisted of central shrine or room in an aisle surrounded by rows of columns. These buildings were designed in one of the three architectural styles or orders. So kindly take note, yung simplest natin, we call it Doric. This one, Doric. Then yung sumunod, yung merong, up to now, nakikita natin siya, may mga paganon, that is Ionic. And then for the third one, yung pinaka-elaborate, ito yung tinatawag nating Corinthian. There. Doric, simple. Ito. Ionic. Pinaka-elaborate is the Corinthian. Ayun. So, this one, kung hulaan nyo, I'm giving you 3 seconds. What is this? Is this Doric, Ionic, or Corinthian? Okay. So, this is actually Corinthian. Kasi napaka-elaborate. How about this one? What do you think is this? So, this is Ionic. Okay, so we have here the Parthenon. So the greatest classical temple, ingeniously engineered to correct an optical illusion. The columns were slightly contorted, swollen at the center, and leaning inward to correct what would otherwise have been an impression of deadness on the top, heaviness. A temple of Athena, built on the Acropolis at Athens in the 5th century, the Parthenon. So yung Parthenon, so we all know Athena, isa siyang goddess, mythological goddess. So yung Parthenon ay ginawa daw para sa kanya. So this one. Yan. There. Parthenon. Okay. So now let us move on to the Roman architecture. For those who do not know, this is the Colosseum. So, sinadya siyang ganyan. Hindi siya nasira or whatsoever. Ganyan po talaga siya. So, dito ginaganap yung mga napapanood natin, akala natin dito to, yung mga gladiator, naglalaban-laban sila. So, dyan siya sa loob. So, once again, the Colosseum, they built sturdy stone structures both for use and to perpetuate their glory. The emperors erected huge halls and arenas for public games, baths, and processions. They built them of gigantic arch and stones, brick, and concrete or with barrel vaults. So, yan. So, arena for public games, yun nga. Bath and processions. Pag kinilala ka, yun, dyan kay papakilala. Okay, now let us move on to Byzantine architecture. Byzantine architecture, it has a lot in common with early Christian architecture. Mosaic decoration was perfected by the Byzantines, as was the use of clerestory to bring light in from high windows. They developed new styles in global architecture. Okay, this one is the Hagia Sophia. It means holy wisdom, one of the biggest domes ever created. Okay, itong Hagia Sophia, nag-start siya talaga as a Christian church. Isa talaga siyang Christian church. Pero later on, naging mosque siya. Nung naging mosque siya, tinanggal yung mga glass window na merong mga saints, tinanggal yung mga figure ni Jesus Christ, ni Virgin Mary. So, tinanggal lahat ng makakapagpaalala na siya ay isang Christian church. And then later on, as time passes by, after niyang maging Christian church, naging mosque siya. Then after niyang maging mosque, naging museum siya. Nung naging museum naman siya, yung mga artifacts ng both for Christian and Muslim, nandoon sa loob ng Hagia Sophia until now. So, ginawa siyang museum ng mga artifacts ng Kristiyano at ng Muslim. Next, we have here the Romanesque architecture. The doorway of Romanesque churches are often grand sculptured portals. Wood or metal doors are surrounded by elaborate stone sculptures arranged in zones to fit architectural elements. So, ito siya. Ayan, yung mga art na yan. Yan. So, isa siya sa mga distinct characteristic ng Romanesque architecture. Yan. Yung mga daanan, yung mga arc, yung mga hall. So, ayan. So, that is one of the main characteristic of Romanesque architecture. Okay, now let us move on to Gothic architecture. This design include two devices, pointed arc, which enable builders to construct much higher ceiling and stone. So, yung kanina nakita natin para siyang dome, para siyang bilog. So, ito hindi. So, pag Gothic kasi, sobrang detailed niya. Sobrang elaborate na designs niya. Cathedral of Chartres, Notre Dame, has rich architectural design, splendid stained glass windows, thousands of sculptures, and figures. So, I believe that's the end of our lesson for today. So, again, if you have any questions, if you have any clarifications, don't hesitate to contact me. So, I hope you learned something new. That's it. Bye. See you in my next video.